Let's go to New Jersey 6. This is important because, as Alex DeGrasse tells you, the map is expanding. And the reason it's expanding, we have warriors like Susan Kiley who are not going to back off. Tell us about your race and about your opponent, ma'am.
The race is very important. It covers Monmouth County and Middlesex, which is Middlesex is traditionally Democratic, and Monmouth is Republican. I'm running against Frank Pallone. And what I'm hearing in Middlesex from large communities, that they are tired of promises. They are tired of hearing things are going to get done that don't get done. That's the biggest thing. They're worried about crime. They're worried about how they're going to feed their families. They're worried about how they're going to drive their cars. And these are issues that hit them right in the pocketbook. So they're very, very important to them.
Susan, let me ask you, how in a state like New Jersey that is, so developed, it's in the Northeast corridor, how in the year 2022, can we have you go into a district and your constituents or future constituents are telling you, we don't know how we're going to feed our families. Crime is out of control. It feels like the country's in decline. How did that, from their perspective, what is their view of how that happened, ma'am?
A lot of people are just pointing to the government that's in place now and the fact that they've made very bad decisions. I've heard people say, we're sending money to everyone but the American people. So they're angry about that. When people get angry, they react. So now we've got more crime. It's a terrible situation, and everyone is looking for change. And I'm conservative, I'm smart. I think before I act. I don't do knee-jerk reactions the way I've seen come out of Washington lately. And I think that's why I have their confidence.
Is Pallone, once again, one of these Democrats? Is he at least have the courage to embrace the policies he's fought for 30 years that have gotten us into this situation? Is he at least man enough? Or is he like all these other candidates of the country? They're running away from Pelosi. They're running away from Biden. They're going to support him. All they do is support him. But because the voters are so angry, what is your opponent doing?
My opponent is talking about small things that he's been able to accomplish. He's not addressing the border. He is not addressing crime. He is not addressing several things that constituents are most concerned about. Every vote that he votes for is with Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. He's never diverted from that. Whether his constituents like what he has to say or don't like what he has to say, that's where he's voting. So they're angry. They're frustrated.
I can't emphasize to the War Room posse in this audience enough, which is the most powerful audience in all media, the importance of this race. This race is a bellwether on the other end of the spectrum. A competitive race in New Jersey 6 with a great candidate like Susan Kiley means that this map is expanded, and they're going to. And then we told you it's an inflection point of about 10 days. We had Eli Crane on from Arizona. This is a nationwide referendum on Biden. But once New Jersey 6 looks like it could fall, this is to run the tables. Susan, people want to really find out. We appreciate you coming on for the first time. We're going to have you back on a lot. But how do people find out about you personally? How do they find out about your campaign? And if they're interested in supporting you, where do they go?
They go to www.suekiley.com. And you'll find in my bio there and lots of information about me. You'll find how to donate and lots of more information on what I believe in.
Susan, tell me about the debate schedule. Is there a debate schedule set up yet with Pallone? Because he's been around for 30 years. Is there a debate schedule?
Wouldn't that be wonderful? It doesn't exist. He has not agreed to any of the debates we've asked him about. The only thing he agreed to was a session where I could speak and then he could speak, but there was no debate.
No. These gutless cowards will not stand on a stage. They do not have enough respect for the voters in New Jersey 6, like in Pennsylvania 8. You go throughout the nation. If they're so arrogant and MSNBC and Morning Joe and you're so arrogant, where are your candidates to stand on a stage? You know why he won't get on a stage? Because he can't defend himself against Sue Kiley. They can't defend themselves against Eli Crane or against Joe Kent or against Flores. They can't defend themselves on any of these candidates in the country. They're running away. They don't have respect for their own voters. They want to do it by having Soros and these radicals put in hundreds of millions of dollars on lying TV ads. That's how they think they're going to do it. It's not going to work. Ma'am, thank you very much for coming on, fight on, and we look forward to having you back.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.